Good evening. This is Ken Long at Tortoise Capital with a review of the daily chat room trades for April 12th, 2017. So we got a variety of trades and traders represented today. Here's one. The trader only had a short time to be able to trade for the day. So this is CSX. Well, he scratched CSX, and here's a trade in IBM. This is a short owl. So here's the unambiguous move. Here's the RLCO outside the river for 2. RL10 crosses the Dragon 3. The Dragon has rolled over. The 30 has rolled over. And there's his entry right on the money. This is an issue he's been working on here. And that is recognizing that this is just noise inside here. And that the initial stop at either at Z2 as the controlling initial stop is not threatened. He's identified the opportunity from the RL10 to the RL270 as a measure of potential value in the trade, and he's identified that the lower range stat price is down around 168.65, which is off the chart, so there's plenty of potential to the downside. Gets an orderly exit here at 0.49R. Now, just for note, there's an owl available in this direction, and then this is a P4 pocket trade right here with a target of retesting the swing high, still being reasonable. Here's one from the trader who has marked out his gain stat and fail stats from the opening, so he knows sort of the range in which a reversal would be normal, which is, I want you to notice from the entry to the high of the day here, moves almost exactly a range stat and starts to roll over. That's not part of the owl, but it's nice to know. He gets he's not available during the lunchtime, but as he comes back, he does notice that there's an owl pattern forming, and here's number 1, the unambiguous move. 2, RLCO outside the river. 3, RL10 crosses the Dragon. 4, the Dragon rolls over. 5, the 30 rolls over. 6, gets an entry short on a candle breakdown with a stop at Z2. A little bit of noise. As it starts to hesitate, he strikes for a 0.36R gain. Well done. Notice the Z3 pinch breakout move here, and also a P5 sideways quiet channel breakout from the river, which would enter approximately here, or an emerging Dragon when it clears the RL10. So there's an opportunity in there by the numbers. Here's one on the VIX. This is an owl. There's a very nice unambiguous move. Short in the pocket. Covers on the RL10 crossing for about 0.5R. Nicely done. Beautiful looking chart. Here was a grind and win. The first one was a looking for a pocket continuation. Wasn't there. Scratched. Failure to follow through equals a potential failure, so we get short in here on a collapsing Dragon below the RL10. Short covers 0.56 maybe on that move. Well done on win. Here's one of mine. This is XIV. It was a grinding kind of a day for me. I played P4 here. This was the open. There was the first iteration. I was too slow to catch this, but I played the second one on the rebound in the pocket. There was the RL10 outside the river. It hit up to Z3, but I was slow. I had an upward bias. I held too long. Got a fractional gain where I gave back some. Still was kind of agitated. I bought the pocket almost immediately afterwards. This failed. I scratched. I felt clumsy and slow in here, and so I didn't play the automatic reversal because there were 2 in a row that I didn't feel good on. So I was looking to reset. I came down, found support between the VWAP and the RL270, started to move out. I bought it as it crossed the Bollinger Band mean. Very little follow through, scratched. Now my pocket entry is better. short. I was slow on the exit and held it for a scratch. I really thought it was going to come down and test this swing, so I wanted to try to stay a little longer. But I got out of that without any damage. And then on the resumption, got short, and then finally cashed one at a reasonable spot at the as the RL10 started to reverse and come touch the baby dragon. I waited to reset because I was still agitated from all of this, what I think is poor performance. So see a low, a higher low. I see that as a P4, exiting properly. That was good. I thought I was back in the groove, but I wanted to reset again, so I missed this move. I see a swing low, comes to the Bollinger Band mean in the 270. Yeah, so this is probably an owl entry in here, but I wanted to reset. So now I get the P4 entry, so I have a low, higher low. I'm in the pocket. Enter. I have to enter not later than this price anyway. And now this one takes off, and this gets up to like 65 right after I was stalking the second entry on here, so if it was going to clear this blue line from the original dragon hump, I would add a second position. We got that second position and cashed 2 up around 65. That was a very good trade. So a lot to learn from that one. This one was EWW Mexico. This was a pocket entry on a continuation. It didn't go anywhere, and then it became a Z3PO trade. As you can see, the Bollinger Band 3s pinched very tightly. And so since I already had a short position, I treated it just, hey, that was just my entry around the Bollinger Band mean, essentially. And then if it were to fail like it did, this is where my signal to get in would be. If I hadn't already been in the position, I would get short here in the usual way. Since I'm in this position, if it had come through the green line, I would have stopped and reversed. But as it is, I'm now short. It gets down into another one of these grinds, and I just decided to cash it. It didn't look like it was doing much, and so I just didn't have a lot of will. The psychic energy I lost there on XIV, fighting myself, wore me out today. This was the previous one. There was in EWW, there was a collapsing dragon entry, almost a hybrid frog from the open, and covered, and then that set up the continuation pattern here, and then that's the one that morphed into the Z3P trade. And this was the original setup, what EWW looked like the first time. So in reverse order, I showed it to you. But here was the open, and now we're about almost 20 minutes into the day, nothing, and it starts collapsing, so I get that collapsing dragon and cover. And that's the one where I buy the short the continuation, it morphs into Z3P, and then that one just gets cashed in the usual way. Let's see. This is Eric looking for some coaching. Here's the longer term chart, and that this period morphs into this, and so what we were looking at, he was marking up places where he saw collapsing dragons, and he's studying the use of the dragon, the RO270, as a way to understand what's going on. And he asked me for a little clarification, and so my markup looks like this. I see 3 collapsing dragon opportunities in here, so you got this move down, and then this support level in the RL10. When it collapses through here, that's the auto short, and that's your move. Then this one is another collapsing dragon. Now the bottom of the RL10 comes across. So when this fails, this is like your not later than entry to get short, because this one has the river sloping down and the RL270 rolling over, and it makes a swing high, a lower high. So now you have a high, a lower high, a lower high. This now becomes an area for a pocket entry, but really the collapsing dragon is fine. You get this one. So now you get this move down here. Now this becomes an owl because you have the unambiguous move. RL10 and the RL30 roll over. This is an owl. Then that would make this a pocket because that piece of the owl is successful. And now this, you see the little elbow in the RL10, that makes this a pocket. And then this one becomes an owl on the other side because now you have the unambiguous move, everything rolling over. You can get short here. You can get an owl here also. I would treat that also as a collapsing dragon, as you see here, because you can draw this line across and then collapsing dragon short. So a lot of stuff going on in that one. And finally, here's the on daily charts, the market health check. We're 30 days into this sideways chop. The slope of the 30 regression line is down. The 10 is down. We're testing support here around 233.5. The slope of the 30 period regression line you see is this sine wave. You see we're in the negative zone here, down around minus 0.07, but getting slightly better. So this downward slope is greater downward slope than this one. So that means the slope of 30 is actually improving a little bit here. It has to get above this dotted line for this 30 period channel to slope up, which would be a favorable sign. But I see support now here, 235, 233. If that gets violated, maybe this holds, but I don't know. I really see the next target level being 228, 226, and then 223. River rolling over. Bollinger Band starting to pinch a little bit. Hasn't failed. World War III hasn't happened yet. I take this as building a base. There was one effort to collapse it. There was a lot of buying pressure right after that. So this looks like fair value right in here. And I would not be surprised to see another leg up as large as this one, especially if we get China continuing to lean on North Korea and maybe Russia blinking. So that's our quick look for the market today. Let's take a quick look at the daily charts. Lots of channelings, plenty of channeling overreactions, triple screens, and auto framers. 4 good ones on the auto framer and the Dow 30. And again, a lot of channeling to choose from. An ETF 30, lots of channeling, plenty of auto framers set up, and some good RSI2 values. These are the strong ones today: Treasuries, gold, silver, utilities, the auto framer standards, and the regression channel standards. So we got a lot of one-day swing trades, potentially setting up swing trading one day at a time. Lots of good reward to risk ratios on the squeeze as well. I'll be looking at Brazil, Monsanto for sure. This the slope of the RL30. This is where last time, after that dip, after these 2 pullbacks, got down around here below Z-1 long term, and that slope stat started to improve, and that led to a corresponding gain of considerable size. And after it fell 2 sigma here, had a nice gain. Now it's fallen almost 2.5 sigma, and starting to show signs of starting to roll up. You can see here that this is a blow up of that chart. Compared to its 10 period moving average, you can see it's starting to improve. We're back into historical norms in terms of the slope of that 30. Volatility at the higher end of normal, and it peaked for a moment into volatile. Yeah, so the 10 is in good posture here. It's not extended. The 90 has come back to normal, so this would be sort of a natural place for support to find itself. It's been holding right at the southern edge of the river, and the 30 has started to just get ready to roll up. This is in good this period now is looking like this period. Yeah, there's always a possibility of that short, sharp move, but it's baked into the cake for another leg up. So here was a base, here was a base. So looking for a leg of anywhere about 10 points, I would say. Go back up and test and get beyond 235. I think get all the way to 245. So cautiously optimistic, and we will see you in the chat room.